These are scenes from an anti-war rally in Tel Aviv. This happened every Saturday night during Israel's 22-day military campaign in the Gaza Strip. While 90% of Israeli Jews did support the war, there is a very vocal minority that did not.
That is natural, you know, in each war, in each country, each nation, when war starts, you know, most people tend to support it. But as time goes by, people get to realize that war is a disaster, and it is always a disaster.
The only possibility to provide the people of Israel with some security is through negotiations, peaceful negotiations. Also, even with the Hamas, these negotiations could have started already 3 weeks ago, or even before that, before so many innocent people have died.
I think the whole world has raised its voice against this kind of violence. That myself as Israeli, I don't remember this kind of killing or destruction before, and I'm very much afraid that Israel is becoming the exact mirror image of terror organizations.
Chen Alon was a major in a tank brigade in the Israeli army, but now runs an organization of Israeli and Palestinian ex-fighters who have put down their weapons.
I was called up to serve in the Gaza Strip 5 years ago, and I refused, and I was sentenced to jail for a month. I'm willing to fight for my country, for Israel. I'm willing to fight for my people, but only in a defense war. I'm willing to defend my country and my people as a soldier, as an officer. But this is not the situation right now.
Ofer Ben Artzi, the woman holding the Obama sign, is actually the sister-in-law of the hawkish politician Benjamin Netanyahu.
The only hope Israel has now, Israel and Palestine, is this. President Obama, stop Israel and save Israel too. I'm considered by my people maybe as a traitor, but I think that I'm the patriot of Israel, because there is no future to Israel unless there is peace.
The mood was quite different here in Sderot, next to the Gaza border. In this town, traumatized by thousands of Qassam rockets, popular support for the war was almost unanimous. But even here, there were a couple lonely voices against the war.
Well, last week there was a rocket that fell right beyond this last house, maybe 50 or 60 meters away from here, and some of the windows in my house were shattered.
Eric Yellen is an American expat who has been living with rocket attacks for 8 years. He writes a blog under the pseudonym Hope Man. He writes with a Palestinian counterpart and friend nicknamed Peace Man, who lives in the Gaza Strip. This is their first conversation on the telephone since the war ended.
And what are they pulling bodies out of the rubble? 30 people? And they were all bombed, all killed? Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot of anger, and which is caused by the fear and the pain that people have been experiencing for such a long time here. I think a lot of our history is based on that fear of being surrounded by many Arab countries, and the fear that if we don't have a very strong deterrence, then we will not exist. My fear is the opposite, that if we continue only basing our hopes on deterrence, is that eventually we may not have that deterrence anymore.
And this is the safe room.
Nomika Zion lives across the street from Eric and shares much of his sentiment.
What we did in Gaza is a catastrophe, in my eyes. I think that we as a society are losing our ability or skills, our empathy skills, our ability to see the other side. It's very hard to make even a crack into the public discourse which is very monolithic and very, very violent. But my decision, I love this country, I'm Israeli, I can't escape from it. I don't want to leave the road, I don't want to leave Israel. So I choose to fight.
With Benjamin Netanyahu's right-of-center Likud party projected to win the upcoming election, the peace movement in Israel may be fighting an uphill battle for years to come. For Time.com, this is Jaron Gilinsky in Tel Aviv.